Hi there. I just wanted to give you a little preview and some video of my new 2020 CFMoto 600 1-up. I just purchased it and don't have very many miles on it, but I have ridden it quite a bit for a few weeks that I've had it. Not on any trails. We own some land in Michigan and was able to, ride it around there, get a good feel of the machine. I've been very cautious of the break-in. I like breaking things in the proper way, so I haven't really given it all full throttle or not. Just to give you a little background, I've had ATVs and side-by-sides for quite some time. I've had Suzuki, I've had Yamaha, and I had a bunch of Polaris units, snowmobiles, side-by-sides, three ATVs from Polaris. Those were my latest ones, so I can give a little comparison against the CFMoto against the Polaris 570 Sportsman. And so I wanted to put the video out there because there's no videos on YouTube, I at least couldn't find any, of an actual owner for the 2020 CFMotos. There's some videos out there, but they're just showroom pictures and stuff like that. So just a disclaimer, I am no vlogger. There won't be any editing in here, so I'll make some mistakes. I'll jump around probably, so I apologize in advance for that. So let me give you some little pictures of it. I bought the blue. They had an orange one at the dealership also, but it had a little damage from the crates or the shipping, and he said he was going to switch out the parts for me, but I figured, well, I'll just get the blue one because they're both actually spectacular looking units. I did a lot of search on the internet, and like I said, I didn't find any videos. I joined a couple Facebook pages before I bought the CF because I'm very leery of purchasing what I call an off-brand. I know they're large other areas of the countries or the world, but I'm just leery. I had an Odes Dominator 800 that was a side-by-side 2013, and it was absolute garbage. And I had a hard time talking my wife into letting me get one of these, but I priced out a Polaris 570 with a plow, and I about fell off my chair. They're really expensive because the last two I bought were 2016s, and I bought them leftovers, so I had some good rebates and got a really good price on them. So this one did not come with a plow. I was hoping it did. I mean, I ended up getting a plow, but the 19s, I believe, they had a promotion that they were getting a free plow. So the dealer helped me out half and half. I paid half, he paid half. So I'm not really happy with the plow. It's a typical, got to get underneath your machine and put pins in, and so I'm not really keen about that. I'm used to the Polaris that I believe, in my opinion, is a much better plow system. Quite a bit more money also, but easy on, easy off. So I did get the plow, but I took it off because I'm not doing any snow plowing here. Obviously, there's no snow around. So so here it is. It's a 2020 600 CFMoto, and I'll just give you a little info on how it's been driving since I've had it. Like I said, it's very limited miles, and it's just driving around our land here. So one of the things right off the bat I can tell you, it's got the CV Tech clutch, and it is absolutely amazing. But before I get onto that, apparently the 2020 has been completely revamped, not just cosmetic. I did see some complaints of the 2019's overheating and having cooling issues. Apparently they made the cooling system, I don't know, 18% larger, 21%, something like that. Like I said, I'm not good on the specs, but you can find all that stuff on the internet. So they redid that. They redid the lighting system. It's got all LED lights, which I'll show you in a little bit here. And it's got the EPS, or the electronic power steering, was completely revamped. Suspension was revamped. Clutching was revamped. And like I said, it's not just a cosmetic. They went through it and updated. I did see a 2019 at the dealership, and they're, you know, as far as I could see, the cosmetics were quite a bit different. And I love it. The fit and finish compared to the Polaris is heads and tails above. I mean, the fit and finish is amazing, and little things I'm finding on it, instead of all the little push pins that hold the plastic body parts on there. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some, but a lot of them are this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a clamp, and then there's a bolt that actually screws into it. So I think that's a lot more quality. You know, shields throughout, underneath it, and or on the sides. And I just, so far as the quality is just heads and tails above Polaris. This one came with a 2,500 pound winch, I believe it was, and the controls are up here for it, right there. And what else did it come with? I think it's 12 inch aluminum wheels, 2-inch receiver with a little drawbar on there, 4-wheel disc brakes. The one thing I can say about this versus the Polaris, it is definitely lacking in excuse me, in storage. We've got a little storage compartment here, which actually has my pin for it's a 7-pin. I don't know why they did it this way. That's a 7-pin that converts to a 4 flat for a trailer, and apparently it only does obviously the brakes and the tail lights, since there are no turn signals on this unit. So that's one little storage area. And then we've got what appears to be a waterproof or water resistant, it's got a rubber ring around here, storage in the back. So that's it for storage. On the Polaris, they have the whole front end up here lifts up, and all storage underneath there. The only thing under here is you take this off, and then they take the blue body panel off, and you can get to the radiator and a couple fuse relays, I believe. So as far as the lights, they completely revamped, and they are 100% amazing. And they're actually aligned from the factory correctly. I've got, the Polarises and stuff. I've had since 2010. I've had 6 Polaris units. That would be 3 side-by-sides and 3 ATVs, all 570s. Not the side-by-sides, those were all different units, but none of them, the headlights weren't adjusted. I had to adjust them, mainly I had to adjust them down because they were shining in people's eyes when we were going down the road or trails. And when I say road, we lived in a ATV-friendly town where we could drive on the actual roads, and we lived near a trailhead, which was nice. At that time I had a Razor Dynamics Turbo, which was insane, but we actually moved to some land, and I didn't really want to, but I upgraded to, well, I wouldn't call it an upgrade, but I got the North Star. I think it's called North Star. It's got the heat and air conditioning and wiper and enclosed and all that, but oh, sorry about that little tangent. So getting to the unit itself, I've got the key over here. Just do a quick fire up on it, and start button's over here. Pages there. Headlights are, like I said, are absolutely amazing. You probably can't see it in the video, but it's got LED running lamps up here. They're right here. You can turn the headlights off, but those stay on. Just a running lamp. The back end is really nice too. It's got the The things that I really know that I'm going to like more on this versus my Polaris's, first of all, is the four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive on the Polaris was nice, but you really never had it in four-wheel drive until the rear wheel slipped, then the free-wheel, I guess. And that really was I didn't like it, especially with the engine braking. Like I said, we did a lot of road riding, and in the winter let off the gas, and my wife actually spun around because the back tires just locked up, and just spun around in a circle. So she was all done riding on the roads after that, or in the winter. I take that back. This one with the engine braking is, my opinion, is 100% better. When you have it four-wheel drive, you actually have three wheels, going all the time. So when you let off the brake on a snowy patch, the four or three wheels are actually slowing you down versus just the back two, so it doesn't get you squirrely. As far as the four-wheel drive, I think this is sort of like a Yamaha design, where you've got the four-wheel drive button here, and that basically three-wheel drive, and then once that's engaged, you can actually lock the front. So I haven't had a chance to use that part yet, but that is going to be nice. Brake lever, for some unknown reason, is on the right side. I think it's the only brand that they're on the right side, which I have no clue why they do it. It's going to take me a while to get used to that for all the years of riding with the brake on the left-hand side. And that brake only does the front, and then there's a foot brake. Honestly, I don't know if that does the front and the rear, or just the rear. So I know on the Polaris, your brake on actually the left side would actually do all four tires, or all four brakes. So other than that, I'll give you a little run around here and show you what it actually looks like. And the fit and finish is absolutely stunning on this, as well as the body work itself and the paint. It's like an automotive paint, and it is gorgeous. Like I said, they had an orange one at the dealership, but that one had a little bit of damage, and both out in the sun, they were absolutely just gorgeous. I can't say enough, but again, the looks of the machines definitely don't equal longevity or the quality of the machines, as far as just how well it's going to last. So and that's my problem with the Odes that we purchased back in 2013. It came with all the bells and whistles, but it was $4,000 or $5,000 cheaper than the name brand Polaris or Can-Ams, and it was garbage. And I took a huge loss on it because it got us stranded out in the woods a couple times, and a lot of issues with it, so we ended up selling it. So the CB Tech transmission, really nice. I think I already talked about that, but it's very, very nice, and smooth engaging. The shift gate is very nice too. It doesn't really stick. Sometimes it's hard on these. They get in a certain spot and they don't want to go into either one of the gears. You have to sort of push it around. I haven't had that issue with it yet, so hopefully that's an improvement on this clutch system. Underneath this panel here is your oil filter and oil check. It just pops off. I'm not going to do it right now, but just little tiny things that were, I thought, very nice. It does come with a nice handguard on both sides, and 12-volt adapter. And that even has a couple USBs here, which is very, very nice when you're charging the phone or something like that. This here is a lock. Lock it to keep it in park. I think that's another just a little thing that they did to make a nice little feature. You stop somewhere to have a bite to eat, and you can actually lock it. And doesn't mean nobody's going to steal it, but they'll steal one that rolls first. Under the seat, just one clip. Unfortunately, you can't get to anything here. I believe just the air filter. The battery's still underneath the blue, this blue area here. I was hoping that you'd be able to jump it if it ever needed it, you know, right underneath the seat, but that's no. So I think other than that, as far as the ride, I think it rides every bit as good as the Polaris 570s. I haven't had any trails, but some of our land here is pretty bumpy, and it handled it very, very well. Very nice. I'm really happy. Like I said, I was very skeptical in getting something like this, but hopefully I made the right decision. So far, so good. I haven't had any issues or quirks or anything other than that brake handle on the right side. I think that's a design flaw in my own mind, because it's just tough to get used to it. But again, with that engine braking and the riding that we do around here, the slow riding, you barely have to hit the brakes anyway. So I better get used to it just in case I do need it. If this thing ever gets out in the trails, it's going to be more of a workhorse than anything. So like I said, that this is just a amateur, and there's going to be no editing. I'm just going to post it, and hopefully you like it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be able to answer more as I ride it more. So until then, happy four-wheeling.